With a yo-ho-ho, it's Tale of the Toaster. Welcome back to Let's Play Inazuma 11 Go Chrono Stones Thunderflash. In this video, we're going to venture through the shady woods and make it to the White Deer Hideout. There is actually a power packing society down there, but we can't get anyone from it at this stage. There's even optional random encounters on this route, would you expect? You'd think that with Protocol Omega flooding these woods with their brainwashing and otherwise football not existing in this time period, they would be matches that run straight up to you, but no, they're optional. Wah! Oh, it's just you lads. Don't scare me like that. Don't scare us like that. What are you even doing here? Ah, well, my sources tell me that the White Deer's hideout is in this neck of the woods. It all adds up then. They must have taken Tasuke back to their hideout. Dear me, I'd no idea. Well, the fair ain't right. I'm coming with you. Let's clean up this mess together. Really? Thank you so much. Don't mention it, but don't let your guard down here. You never know what's hiding round the corner. Yes, indeed, especially with Protocol Omega placing their goons in and around the place. Now in there we get the Flurry Dash. That was used on Vladimir, but we don't have him, unfortunately, anymore, nor will he be participating on the team. But we can at least grab a conversation topic about Eldritch Horrors. As someone who's worked as a media student, as someone who's been a media student, yeah, I got pretty sick of Eldritch type stuff. It was all the people in class ever wanted to make their films about, but I am going to do at least one of these random encounters, even though they're optional, just to A, show that they're there in the woods, and B, because we've got a bit of a difficult match coming up, and I want to have at least one more level on deck. If we can even get the ball from the random encounters at all, that's there to tell you why I may need to level up just a little bit. Fortissimo foot on our main man Ricardo. He's got to absorb the aura of Nobunaga Oda. So we're going to have to put a spotlight on him for a little bit. Hope he can pull through, but for now he could obviously score against these guys to make the media students make a more interesting film that's not just an Eldritch horror type thing. Well, that was an extremely personal dig, but there you go. I liked my comedies instead. Let's venture through the woods, and here we are at the hideout. Is this the hideout?
What are you kids?
It's the White Deer. Tasuke, you're okay?
Arion, you came to save me. We searched in the forest hoping we'd find Taz. Got ourselves in deep water now, haven't we?
Oh dear.
Well, aren't we a chatty bunch?
It's Beta.
Are these meddlesome dykes Lady Bete was on about? Any enemy of Lady Bete is an enemy of ours. We'll finish them off.
Gah, Beta must have them under mind control.
Let Tasuke and the others go.
Let them go? Well, since you asked so nicely, all right, we'll let them go, if you can defeat us.
Really?
Really. And might I add that you have about as much chance of winning as you do of licking your own elbow.
We won't know that until we try.
Yeah, I think I managed once. Well, I had to bend my arm all funny. Let us play too.
But Tasuke, are you sure you're ready for this?
How do you think it'd be fair to be dragged off without the strength to fight back? We want to show them how tough we really are.
Such spirit for one so young. And look at the way your little legs tremble.
Get lost.
Wait, this match is our own personal battle. We can't let others get involved.
That ain't entirely true now, is it? These people are kidnappers. We've a debt to society to set them straight.
And besides, your football's quite like our traditional sport Kumari. That's one of the lads' specialties, no?
Yeah, dead right.
And if the lads win, you'll agree to free 'em all and promise never to lay a hand on 'em again.
Oi, we'll decide the rules. Right, Lady Bete, boss?
It's fine by me. When you lose, you're all going to be locked up for a very long time regardless.
Then that's settled.
So it seems. Meet us at the Patty Fidge reel, and don't keep us waiting. Patty Field Ridge, that's what it's called, not the Patty Reel Fidge.
What the heck does that even mean? But yeah, we've made it all the way to White Deer Hideout, but unfortunately it violates the #1 rule of Inazuma 11 and doesn't have a football pitch in front of it. So we need to go elsewhere for that purpose. I mean, how can an area not have a football pitch? That's just unheard of. There's more optional encounters here, and even the Pal Pack item, the Unsettled Compass. But most surprisingly, there is a training spot here. This one is to raise your defensive stats, and I think this is the first time we've seen one in Chrono Stones. But they work exactly the same as they did in the previous game. You run a roulette, and if you get an excellent, your stats will increase by 5. And I believe your first time using one of these things will always result in an excellent. Like, for example, let's spend a higher amount of prestige points for the second time training up Victor's block stat. This time it doesn't go quite so good, but we're still able to stop the Warthog. And then if we try it on someone else for the first time, like Arion, maybe not guaranteed to be an excellent now, but it is. So there you go. It is possible to get a failure on this, but I'm only going to try one more time because I've only got so much money. Let's try one more time on Victor and see if it goes wrong, because you can get a whoops. No, never mind, I can't afford to do it anymore. But, you know, Victor having a higher block stat, that's going to come in very useful, because even though he's our striker and not our defender, he still needs to take the ball, and he's generally the first person to get the chance with him being furthest up the pitch. So I think that's worth doing. Now use a bit of skip travelling so you don't have to go back through the forest. And I need to heal first because we took on one of those encounters. And then we will head to the closest thing we have to a football pitch, a Kamari pitch if you were, to take on this White Deer chap and his coach, Lady Bete.
For this match, I, the Lady Bete Noir, will be participating as coach. How unlucky for you. So, shall we begin?
Now, of course, you need to have Tasuke and his friends in the starting lineup, which requires quite a bit of setup, actually. You need to manually drag them all into your roster. They're all defenders, so you're going to be putting them in roughly the same place. But given that they don't have any special moves, they could be a little bit of a handicap, but the stats aren't too bad. Of course, they need to be on the pitch as defenders, and that does mean you need JP in goal as well. This has already been set up, but I still need to drag them on, of course. Let's have Tasuke up at the front, and then his friends in any other sort of order. We'll also move Ricardo up to the front because he's starting to take a bit of a spotlight. Our coach is going to be Toukichirou Kinoshita, who increases all of your defense tactics by 10 and will become the regent of Japan one day.
Ready or not, here we come.
Wonder button, activate! Hiya!
Whoa, what's this? It's great comfy and it smells well nice.
You like them? This is Raimon's kit.
Raimon, is that a type of magic?
Yeah, I suppose so. It's the Raimon spirit that unites us as a team, and we show that spirit by wearing these clothes.
So, because we all wearing these outfits, it will make us stronger as a team.
Alright, I thought you was talking about ghostly spirits.
If we're united by the Raimon spirit, nobody can beat us. Let's do this, guys. Yeah.
It seems a risky move to put Tasuke and his pals in the team, if you ask me.
They're wanting justice just as much as we are. We want to win, just like us.
Valid point.
I just hope they can keep up with our level of play. You're not giving them enough credit, Ricardo. I think they can play better than we think.
Hi dudes! Today's match pits the Raimon 11 against the totally proverbial den of iniquity, White Deer. Pre-feudal feud. Gnarly.
Tasuke, Ricardo, please be alright.
And I will take a momentary lapse in my Farmers and Broadchurch impressions. We're both level 19, and this team is more difficult than you might expect, especially with your somewhat newbie defense. But never mind the contents of White Deer, and can we take in this music? This is the best track in the game and one of my favourite music tracks in all of video gaming, to be quite honest. I'll probably harp on about that even more during the match, but again, let's look at these guys' moves as well, because there's all kinds of things we've never heard of, like Matchlock Bullet, Swallow Counter, Okehazama Ravine, and Dust Devil. So we're bringing some brand new stuff into this match, and they've got a powerful coach at the expense of their Team TP. Like I say, you'd expect this to be kind of easy, given that we're playing against people who don't even know what football is, and Beta is not playing on the pitch, but it's tough. They say in Spain, the rain falls mainly on the plain, but here, the rice is twice as nice. And Raimon start off in possession. Sweet. Of course we do, but this is Inazuma 11, so we're not going to keep that, are we? Kick anywhere you like.
And so it begins. Get those feet moving and do exactly as we planned, you pathetic worms. Crush those Raimon maggots.
Yes, ma'am. We're not pushovers either, you know. Ha! Ugh, why didn't it work? And so, Ricardo's made his first attempt. I didn't realise my opening pass was actually going to matter. It's not very often at all it does, but nevertheless we've lost possession anyway, because Swallow Counter, even when it fails, is still plenty good enough to beat our newly leveled up defensive stats of Victor. And I don't have many defensive moves in general. In fact, I think Arion might be the only one on the team who has one. JP does, but we need to have him in goal. Hyper Swiper is genuinely it. Roma doesn't have one, Ricardo doesn't have one, Victor doesn't have one, and nor do any of our new substitute kids who've just been in that whole kidnapping scenario. The goalkeeper even has a fighting spirit. So this feels like one of those matches where I shouldn't need to use my fighting spirit, but we're genuinely not going to get a goal on this guy unless we bring out our own. I'm going to go for Lancelot. Much as I could Armorify and go for a Doom Dive Drive, let's just go for a normal Lancelot Lunge for now. That's still the most powerful thing we've got, and we can always Armorify Victor at a later point. But otherwise, I want to try and limit the spirit usage because, you know, much as I say this is more difficult than you'd expect, we've already got the opening goal. So let's try and keep things realistic. So that's going to be the opening goal, and we are just going to continue with free time. It is so refreshing to have a match with no advance gauge, none of that going on, and they're already going for a long shot. Matchlock Bullet. This is a good old move. You've got to have a long shot on your arsenal if you want to be a truly powerful team, and it's not going to be powerful enough to score, I don't think, by the time it makes it to the other end. But 134... that was almost enough. That just really goes to show the power of these guys. If they did that at close range, that would have gone in. Granted, JP has a stronger move, which I chose not to use. In fact, it's not even been seen in this project at all yet, but his other move, Jumping Whack, does not retain possession of the ball, so I thought Combusting Catch was going to be the wiser move here. Fortissimo Foot will not be getting past Dicey Dice a lot. That's a fighting spirit which debuted in the last game. I believe it was belonging to the team which he fought at the pinball arena, captained by Harry Houdini and whatnot. But it's, you know, it gets used again. Fighting spirits are no longer just going to be one-off things. We seem to be commanding the pace right now, but let's just say it's the music cheering me on. I certainly don't think I'm going to be likely to score until Dicey Dice a lot is gone. kind of suspicious in general. Where did they get all this power from? And how do they have a fighting spirit to go with all of their special moves? You simply have to blame Beta. But there we go, Dicey Dice a Lot is gone. So I should be able to carry... I was about to say carry the day with no more fighting spirits, but then possession goes straight into the hands of Victor. Alright, fair enough. He's not going to take the ball with his fighting spirit. Whirlwind Force taking it from us. Kitagami, I like the design of that guy. It's like we're fighting a real white deer. That is the name of the team. Swallow counter, we're going to be seeing plenty more of that. And yeah, we're going to be seeing plenty more of this music track as well, but I never get tired of it. It's so good. Let's finally give Tasuke a chance to see what he can do. Not very much. First time we're getting the kids involved, and that's all they got. But they're teaming up this time. Can they tackle? No, they can't. They really didn't put up a hope at all. Faye, our last line of defense before we get to JP. I don't think that's going to work. No, they're going to take a shot on us. So now is our chance to debut Jumping Whack. I just hope that, although I'm sure Jumping Whack will stop it, let's try not to give the ball back to them. Jumping Whack, brand new for Chrono Stones. It's not the most creative, and it doesn't honestly look that good either, but looks can be deceiving. It gets the job done, but we're immediately going to lose the ball, and that's why Jumping Whack not too effective in the great scheme of things. It will stop the ball, but then it's going to go straight back to the possession of the other guys. And now I don't have a combustion catch on deck, nor do I think I'm going to be able to stop this. There we go, it's 1-1. You see what I mean? Unless you want to... Alright, so that's what he sounds like. Yeah, unless you want to bring out JP's fighting spirit as a last line of defense, which, you know, is perfectly reasonable as an option. These guys can just tear through your defense because somehow Beta's just powered them up and made them a real force. And Victor, even with his fighting spirit, just doesn't have the power to get past them. I'm sure if I armor-fied him there and rekindled his fighting spirit gauge, we would have been fine. But let's remember, it was only a few episodes ago that we got 3D Reflector for the first time as a special tactic. So if I can get hold of the ball, I think I might try that. But 211 power on Swallow counter. That is crazy. And they could just go for another one. At least this guy can't use it again. But White Deer, only the second match in the game to not directly be Protocol Omega after the robot guards, who were a bit of a joke. And that just goes to show, yep, don't just sleep on people because they're not Protocol Omega. Anyone here can give you a tough time, and they are going to get a second goal unless I bring out JP's fighting spirit, which it's now too late to do. So, yeah, the only real way to make a comeback at this point is to start abusing those things. Fair enough. Well, I'm up for a challenge. First of all, let's Armor 5 Victor. Alright, I misclicked. Fine. We'll bring out Arion with his Arch Pegasus. We won't Armor Fight just yet. I could go for Griffin if I really needed it, but do I need to go that far? I mean, I am losing by an entire goal, and I need at least 2 more to secure this, but like I say, I'm not going all out at the moment. Armor-fied Fighting Spirit will get past, but we don't actually have enough time to get a goal here. We're just going to have to end the first half at a deficit. It's one of the only matches in the game that doesn't put you at a deficit by default, and I've just done so anyway. Beta is boosting the White Deer members' power.
Oh no, and it's Tasuke's first real match too.
Sorry, Arion. Guess I weren't much use after all.
Don't say that. No, he's right. They are dragging down the team. Excuse me? After all that spiel you gave about justice, now you're saying they're not up to it? That's what I'm saying, and I ain't denying it. But if they drew as I tell them, I think there might be a way for us to turn the tables. The White Deer are canny at attacking, but their defence is paper thin. If my plan works, we'll be able to take out their forwards and launch our own attack in one fell swoop. What does this plan involve? Yeah, that's certainly going to come in handy right now. You've seen how much my defense has been struggling. We've already got those guys in defense, so we don't actually need to change anything other than, well, there we go. So we've got our armor-fied Victor right at the front, then Lad Force is in the back. Let's have Tasuke in the center, makes the most sense. Let's give it a go. There's still everything to play for in the second half of the Raimon versus White Deer match. Like, expect plenty of backing and brawling. What's this? Raimon are leaving the Sengoku kids in defense. Unconventional, but dude!
Shaking in your boots, are you? Let me take you off the pitch for good.
Good, they took the bait. Well, they're in full power mode. I'm not so sure about that. No, we've got to let this guy advance a little bit further into our pitch. We don't intend to stop him from doing so. It's part of the plan. Don't worry about it. They're not going to get 4-0 up on 4-1 up on me or anything like that. You don't have to keep interacting with him, guys. I'm not controlling anything right now. Fair enough, we'll waste a bit of his TP, I guess. But come on, just leave him alone! We don't need to interact with him at all. Can we stop giving me more editing work to do? Stop challenging him. Go for it, guys. Roar! Ah! Take this! Outrageous! With just those 3 defenders, Raimon have completely stopped the White Deer in their tracks.
Take out their forwards and launch our own attack in one fell swoop indeed.
I knew those lads would be a sight better at defending, and they'd act in that direct contrast to White Deer. Their defence is canny good to say the least, but one player can't stop, 3 players can.
From the brief time he spent watching, he perceived their talents as players. No wonder he'll grow up to become Hideyoshi Toyotomi.
We've got 'em by the reins now, eh, Tez? Yeah, I will make 'em bring the rest of our friends back and all.
Marvelous. It's their determination that's driving them to win. They want to protect their friends. They want to beat the baddies. And I'm no different.
Don't get cocky, brats. Looks like we'll have to teach you a lesson.
We have an advance gauge to fill. It was bound to happen at some point, but given how far behind I am, I think I'm going to use that as an opportunity to go for a goal anyway. We should have plenty of time, especially with armor-fied Victor on deck. 169 was his power in that last charge, but a shot should be just that little bit better. Doom, dive, drive. How much power though? 242, okay, and his fighting spirit has subsided, so not too worried now. Whew, we're at least even again, and we've stunned the goalkeeper. It's going to be all to play for, but never mind the score. What's the rest of this plan going to be like? Just got a little bit more work to do on the advance gauge, and then we'll get to see how this match is going to continue. No doubt this fighting spirit is just about to subside. It even failed to sliding tackle off the guy. Oh, Victor, come on. Roma, there you go. See, why is this guy about these guys having paper-thin defence? I don't agree with that at all. We can't do anything about them. There we go. So Arion's going to get the job done. I thought that was the story continuing, but no, it's just Victor falling to the ground.
This has gone on long enough. We'll grind you into dust. Grrrr. Eat this.
I'm fighting to protect football, the football we know and love.
I did it. I armor-fied my fighting spirit.
JP managed it. Not bad. Good man, JP. Block that ball like it's 1534. Booyah! Well, that's not the spirit we were expecting to armify. Catch up, Ricardo.
So we can't score? Ugh, what do we do now, Lady Bitter, boss?
Excuse me? You're going to give up just because things didn't go the way you planned? Why do I waste my time with you people? I can foresee the outcome already. I don't believe you'll need any extra help losing, so I'll be taking my leave now. Au revoir.
Wait, boss, don't leave us. We need you.
And suddenly things aren't looking too great for these guys, apart from the fighting spirit being active. Be very careful not to pass to him. And so even though we're on a 2-2 scoreline, this is where it's going to start falling apart for these lads. Victor's low on stamina, but he's still running quite fast. And we're going to get a second Doom Dive drive on deck to hopefully take the lead. Can we do it? We haven't seen the goalkeeper use Dust Devil yet. Admittedly, I would like to see it. But I guess taking the lead is just that little bit more important. Now, it's funny that I should have so much difficulty with this match, because in actuality, the anime adaptation of this battle plays out more like a game battle than any match has ever had. Yeah, obviously, these guys get a 2-0 lead on Raimon straight away, but by the end of the match, Raimon have got these guys so figured out and are so good at playing football with their excess of fighting spirits and Miximax and armification and all of that stuff. The final scoreline is 10-2 in favour of Raimon. We've seen like bad guy teams get that kind of scoreline, but never had we seen Raimon dominate a team so hard. But in the end, it did play out like a team who basically never played football in their lives. This is like the easiest match they've ever had, whereas here in the game, it's working me hard. But here we go. We get another chance to use Pegasus Punch. I could armify Arion's Spirit and go for a Zephyr Shot, but we've seen that enough. Might as well get another Pegasus Punch in the play. Dust Devil we're finally seeing, but it's got no chance now. It reminds me a little bit of Hellfire from the Argentinian team in Inazuma 11-3. And those are the good flashbacks we like. There was even a bit of Inazuma 11-3 music in the last 2 episodes getting a remix, along with all of the Inazuma 11-1 music that was getting redone when we time travelled back to those time periods. This game in general has such a good soundtrack. So much of this soundtrack is orchestrated, and there's so many good remixes of older tracks. The new original content, like the music we had in the first half of this match before it subsided, which kind of makes me want to cry, is also, like, that particular track is one of my favourite tracks in all of video gaming. The music glow up from Inazuma 11-3 to Go 1 was already incredible. And Chrono Stones, this is supposed to be the cheap game that they just make on the quick using the same assets from the previous game. But the music is so much better. It's easily the best soundtrack in the whole Inazuma 11 series. And it is a pleasure to listen to. And the number of tracks in this game. Boy, I should have a look through the music gallery at the end of the series, because there's just more tracks than you could ever believe. Especially when some of them serve the same purpose. They've got like 6 different sad moment tracks. But nevertheless, full time. Had to use Fighting Spirits a little bit more than I hoped. But that is a win for Raimon. I don't think we'll lose the next one. We did it! We did it! And the level ups, please! Double touch and bewildered on Tasuke's mates. And it's all over. The Raimon 11 are the victors, knocking the White Deer right off their high horse. Or high deer. Or high surfboard. Yeah, we did it. We beat the White Deer. So now we're free, and all our friends get to come back, right? Woohoo! JP, you were fantastic. I can't believe you got your own armified fighting spirit. It was pretty cool, wasn't it? Something on your mind there, Ricky? Not thinking that those time bandits are too tough for the Raimon 11, are you?
Ha, no, it's not that.
Don't think you vermin can weasel your way out of this one. Spit it out. Where are you hiding the children?
Listen, we were just hired hands. It was Lord Imagawa. He told us to bring as many kids as we could so he could train them as soldiers.
Oh? Why would he want to train children as soldiers? What need would he have for it?
You'll have my head for saying this, but Lord Imagawa plans to march on the capital soon, so he needs everyone he can get his hands on.
Good heavens! You mean he intends to start a war? Hello? Who's this Imagawa bloke supposed to be then?
I didn't teach you in history class. He's one of the lords who was fighting against Nobunaga.
I guess I wasn't really paying attention.
In this time period, Yoshimoto Inagawa was thought to be the man with the greatest chance of uniting Japan.
Well, now you're just talking squit, you are. It's Lord Odo who's gonna do that. Imagawa's just putting on his parts, ain't he? He's no...
According to the history books, Nobunaga defeated Imagawa at the Battle of Okihazama. But it's entirely possible that Protocol Omega will intervene and change the course of history. It might not turn out the same way. Well, unless we want to try and find Nobunaga in the middle of a battlefield, we better hurry up.
I do hope we'll get another chance to meet him.